Well, hello there, Carl. How are you?
Hello.
Well, it's great to be back. It's been way too long.
Yeah, indeed. I've tried a couple of times over the last couple of months, but
Yeah, I know. But we work and everything else, mate. And of course, family life and fucking, decorating and this, that, and the other. Of course, we're all busy people, and sometimes we can't make it.
I'm not.
No, that's nights that destroy me, really. And obviously, when you come home, when you sort of working nights, you working nights. I mean, I sometimes can broadcast, obviously, from the yard in Felixstowe, but generally speaking, when I get home, it's sort of during the days and that after 12-hour shift in the yard. Normally, I'm so bloody tired. We start watching the credits, the beginning credits of a film and that, and within 10 minutes, mate, that's it. I'm gone. So it is. Anyway, it's great to be back. Let's see. Welcome, obviously, yourself, Cole. Been racing around like a fucking madman because we're starting late. And my PC decided to do a load of updates, which completely ruined everything. It actually disconnected me camera and the mic and all sorts of stuff. So, anyway, mate, hopefully we're going to have a few people join us. I did speak to Richie Collins, who obviously is the main man this weekend, of course, with the charity run with the Summit crew. It is going to be absolutely fantastic. The weather is looking superb. It's going to be warm. We're going to drink. We're going to eat. We're going to party. We're going to do all sorts of shit. We're going to ride. Yeah. And of course, we'll talk about that in a minute. Anyway, as far as everybody else is concerned, whoever's watching, well, welcome anybody. If you want to join us in on the chat, I'll just move over to the comments. I just got to say, quickly, I just got to say hello, twins.
Hello, twins.
Right, the twins are on. Yeah, they're watching. Hello, twins. We're back. Obviously, it's been a few weeks, hasn't it? For me, personally, anyway. So, anyway, girls, great to have you watching this for a little bit before you hit the sack. And, of course, you have school holidays next week, I believe. So that'll be cool, won't it?
Nice for them, but not for the parents.
No, it's what it is, mate, isn't it? But anyway, moving on. Good evening, Johnny Langton.
Evening, Johnny. There's old man Tony and Big Bag Biker Baz there as well.
Oh, we got Big Bad Biker Baz. Good evening, mate. Old man Tony. Good old Tony Sibley from the crew. Excellent. Fantastic. Glad to have you on board. All right. Fucking hell, viewing figures are going up already. Excellent. Yeah. Right, so we're here.
The attendance to figures get to go up.
Yeah, no, we're getting there, mate, of course. Still funny old times, but like I say, obviously, come this weekend, we've got this great big, charity event, which obviously we'll go through in a minute. And obviously, anybody who's with the Suffolk crew and outside the crew and with the ABC bikers group and this and the other, a lot of people have heard about it, and a lot of people have joined us at Crew Hill Sunday. Weather-wise, it's going to be superb, so we're really looking forward to it. So look here. Hi, Weggy. Hi, Carl. I'm hoping that a few more people are going to join us. If anybody wishes to join us, either PM me, right? You can join us on here. We have another 4 people on this particular stream, or you can have a chat with us as these guys are in the chat, right? So, quickly, Carl, what have you been up to?
Well, I've been gathered about the British countryside, but I'm not on a bike and a car with the missus. So we visited quite a few sort of stately homes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I've been helping the neighbours basically because the guy across the road wanted fencing putting up.
Right.
I've fixed somebody's what do they call them? A hedge cutter for them.
Yeah. So you've been busy?
I've been busy, yeah, but nothing to do with bloody bikes.
Well, to be honest with you, like I say, bike-wise, not a fantastic amount has been happening. Really, the lockdown has sort of carried on. We've had smaller groups within the crew, and I've been out with the shucks a couple of 3 or 4 times. And generally just keep the bike clean. I've been using the car mainly for work, but obviously now that the good weather's here and I have to cater for the leg, that's getting better and better. I'm on the ZZR 1400 this particular week, which is fantastic because obviously tomorrow night we are back up at the Orwell Crossing. So yeah, the Friday night crossing meets are still on. They will be carrying on till September, and then obviously when when the bulldozers move in, we will hopefully, fingers crossed, have either 1 or 2 possible venues to be moving to, which will be cool.
That'll be good. It's a shame you put all that the effort into getting a venue sorted out and get it up and running.
Yeah, well,
Somebody comes along and says, "Oh no, we're going to build a load of houses or a luxury flats or some crap."
No. Do you know what it is? It's actually going to become like it's like a business hub. It's to do with like warehousing complexes on there.
Yeah.
Which is all fine and dandy, but they've forgotten the fact that this guy and the people who have been there previously have invested a lot of time and money into this business. And of course, you've got the lorry park, which caters for long distance drivers, and that facility will no longer be there.
Yeah.
Drivers. So when you have bullshit and problems up at Felixstowe Dock with the operation stacks, which means obviously they can't get in or out of the dock for whatever reason, bad weather, winds, you name it. It's another area where they will not be able to park, so it can only get worse, can't it? So
it's good planning and preparation.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. But I'll say, as far as the actual crossing nights are concerned, they will carry on, and they will be rebranded as and when we have the new venue. And I do not know where it is. Trevor, who owns and sort of runs, obviously, the Orwell Crossing. Where we have the bike nights on a Friday, will let me know in due course. I've seen a few pictures and I've been given a couple of destinations, but other than that, I cannot reveal sod all. So, but
hopefully, I can try and get down to one of those all-in crossing ones before the September. Then,
yeah, absolutely, mate. I mean, of course, we're going to try and, especially as we're moving out of this lockdown stuff now. I think, of course, it's going to be common sense moving forward, but it's going to give us that freedom that we once had a year and a half ago, which will be extra cool. In our business, haulage and that, we're just getting on with life normally. That's the way it is. There's no pussyfooting around. It is what it is, mate. So that's cool. Anyway, getting quickly back to Big Bad Biker Bears. We're still waiting for a bid on the 1400. You will get it. Firstly, the cam has no mic. It fell off, right? So it's going to be a silent. Well, it won't be a silent movie. It'll have music, but of course, I like to do some editing with the voiceovers and stuff. So that will come, and I need to be riding the 1400 quite a bit more with a plan of getting another motorcycle later in the year. So that'll be cool. But just generally speaking, just haven't really done too much on the bike until this weekend, and then really it all takes off, and then we got all sorts of stuff happening. So that's going to be cool. But
I just opened the window. It's not too noisy, is it?
What's that, mate?
I just opened the window. It's not too noisy, is it?
No, not at all, mate.
There's water and somebody's revving their car and bikes around out the back.
Yeah, no, you're right, mate. We'll just a couple of friends turn up anyway, so they're sitting in the kitchen with the door closed. I'm either too loud or they're too loud. You tell me which one. Anyway,
mate.
Yeah, I'd just like to welcome everybody who's watching, at the moment, and of course, tell people what's going on, get a few more people in there, because we do like a decent audience, obviously, and for a good reason. Anyway, I'm gonna hold on to this information about this coming weekend. It's been a long time coming, really. Obviously, since the beginning of this COVID stuff. Obviously, with me having a motorcycle accident at Crew Hill last March, ended my riding for a substantial amount of time up until August, July time, and then I went back to work, riding the bike again, and then dislocated my frigging leg, which obviously took me off the road for another 8 months. So, for me personally, I've not been riding anyway, and with the crew's been ticking over, as it does, as with any other group and club business and God knows what. And, we are now entering a new phase of life, I believe. And hopefully, fingers crossed, it will stay that way. People use their common sense, get the jabs and all that old shit, you know, when they need be coming up for the winter. We will see. But I'm certainly.
And Daddy was gone. It's only me. Well, I suppose I best say something then, hadn't I? Well, yeah, I'm going to be going for a ride on Saturday because I've got my hernia operation next Wednesday. So, and I've got my bloods and everything on the Saturday.
Yeah, sorry, mate, I disappeared. I was just the PC's doing updates, mate. It's just he cut me off. What's the internet connection?
I was all on my own.
Are you all right, mate?
Yeah, I'll finish off what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
anyway,
so on the Saturday, I've got my pre-op and the COVID test. And then I've got be 3 days in isolation.
Yeah.
Have the operation, and that'll probably put me out for about a couple of weeks. So I'll be doing a ride around the local countryside on Saturday.
Yeah, cool. Well, I'm hoping that obviously we've got quite a few runs coming up. Oh, man, yeah. Do you know what, Tony? You've known me long enough, mate. It's always a job to get a word in. There we are. No, mate, he just had a break. I just disappeared. So, obviously, Carl went on a ramble and, of course, enjoyed the few moments he was on his spot.
I was all on my own, my dear.
Hello, Julie. Right.
Hello.
Hello, madam. How are you?
I'm all right.
Yeah, you're looking good and healthy and spunky and all sorts of stuff.
Spunked on, yeah.
Yeah, well, we need a shag before Wednesday because you'll be out of
action. Oh, Jesus Christ! Bloody old woman. We can't talk about that sort of stuff after the watershed, and that's 1 o'clock in the morning. You know how that goes. Oh, here we go. Anyway, nice to see you. Hope all goes well, Carl. Yeah. Hope all goes well, Carl. That's from Johnny Langdon, right? And of course, we've spoken about it. Mo Mahoney. Good evening, Mo. It's great to have you on board once again. But there's so many people we haven't seen for so long. The crew hasn't met up like it normally does. You know, once every week. I mean, 2019, 2018, 2017, we met up nearly every week, nearly every weekend, doing what we do, you know. And of course, that's now going to come back to life. But at the same time, I'll say I'm also enjoying personal time, you know, obviously for obvious reasons, as we spoke about. So that's cool.
Yeah.
You know, as we all have to, you know, it's not all about being out and fucking, you know, rumbling around the streets all the time. Is it just 90% of the time? 95, possibly? Right.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, just quickly going on to say I'm trying to hold on to. Hopefully we'll get a few more people join us, which would be nice. Like I say, here we go. Here. Richie Collins. I've just said. Well, Richard Collins has obviously gone to bed. Right. Now, Richie Collins, I would love to have had on here because obviously I want to speak properly about the charity event this coming Sunday. Everybody sort of knows what it's about. He's been up on the crew now for a good while. The guy has been doing so much to raise awareness of the actual run itself Sunday. He's been everywhere. He's been doing pubs, businesses, clubs, you name it. He's been talking to people, you know, families, friends, God knows what. And because you know, the part of this obvious run that we've got, which is a 40-mile run, it's the Richie Collins mystery tour with the crew. None of us really know where the hell we're going. That's the mystery part, obviously. We do know where we're going to end up, but I'm not going to divulge too many details. What I do know is obviously the last couple of times we've done it, they've been absolutely fantastic, absolutely well supported. Being on the road with the crew and friends and loads of other people is fantastic. I think we had about 75 bikes, 80 bikes last time. And realistically speaking, with the crew and, you know, with other people, I'm possibly looking at about 130 to 150 bikes this time, you know, which would be super cool. You know, the marshalling side, obviously, Andy and Brian and all that, you know, that's all being sort of catered for them guys, which is superb. A few more being drafted in. One or two of the ABC lads, they've offered their help, which is cool. So yeah, it's going to be great. And of course, with the raffle side of it, it's going to be a raffle. There's also going to be an auction. He's had a load of donations, some fantastic gifts, prizes, and you name it. And that'll go on at a particular time after the band that we've managed to source plays their first set. They're going to do a set, going to do the raffle, the prize giving, and all that sort of stuff. Then the band will do a second set up to about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, which is cool. That's
doing two sets with bingo in the middle, mate.
Mate. Yeah, we'll give him a chance to chill out. And of course, this is a new band. I say a new band. They're a band that's been knocking around for a good while, and I won't say too much about it. But the lads have helped us out. They're not charging anything. They're musician friends, and of course, it's all good. And I'd like to thank them now, and I will obviously thank everybody come Sunday. So that'll be great. But we're really looking forward to it, mate. I mean, we've all got a real big buzz about this weekend and what it means for Richard. Everybody knows what it's all about. It's the raising money for the oncology unit at the Ipswich Hospital. For all this, there will be buckets that people can swing coins in. If anybody else wishes to donate, they can be done to Richard, obviously personally, or it can be done otherwise through different sources. But, the end result will be, I believe, quite fantastic for the guy who unfortunately lost his brother to cancer last year, if I remember rightly. So, but anyway, absolute respect for Richard. He's done this a couple of 3 times now, and every time's been fantastic. But I really seriously do believe this time is going to be his biggest yet, and the lad has fired up big time. We've already done the radio. We've done the radio the other Saturday morning, which was fantastic.
You were on the radio?
Yeah, we done it. Yeah, it was live on the Suffolk radio, myself and Richard.
My God! Did they manage to shut you up?
No, to be fair, mate. It was mainly to give Richard support. It wasn't about me, but Richard was more than happy to obviously have me sort of pop along, and I poked my nose in where required, to be honest. So, and we had a bit of a laugh, about certain bits and pieces and a bit of history with the bikes. And then obviously the following, I think that was the afternoon actually. We had the East Anglian Daily Times come down and do a food pictures and write up a story for the East Anglian Daily Times and the Evening Star. So that was cool. Admittedly, the picture I weren't too impressed with because you see it anyway, didn't you? Jeez, it looked like it swallowed a football.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But it is what it is. But anyway, just going to see.
Yeah, I was going to go to Coombe Abbey. It's weekend after next. It's the Coventry Motorfest bike weekend.
All right.
And they do a ride into the city centre from Coombe Abbey on the bikes.
That's
Coombe
cool.
Abbey's about 5 miles outside, 5-10 miles outside the city centre.
Really?
Yeah. So they just they block off all the roads, and you just you just ride through to the city centre. And normally, what they do is the ring road around the city centre is all blocked off.
Yeah.
Do racing and all sorts, car racing, everything. It's usually over one weekend, but they're doing it over separate weekends this time round and not having the racing.
Yeah, no, sounds good, mate.
The belt bike weekend, and I'm not going to be able to do it.
No. Hold on a second, mate. What the hell is going on here? Do you know what? Sorry, mate. I'm just I'm trying to bring in a few other people.
Yeah. It's good at having to go around the. I don't know if you know the Coventry Ring Road, but it basically goes around the whole of the city centre.
Yeah.
And it's good going round there at obnoxious speeds.
Really?
Yeah, because it just closed off. It's completely closed off to traffic. And they sort of, you have a little raffle thing, and there's about 20 bikes that get chosen to just black round it.
Yeah, no, sounds good, mate.
Yeah,
anything like that, it's a lot of combined motorcycle car shows that I tend to find now. I think originally what were either car shows or motorcycle shows. To be honest, as we move forward in time, they tend to combine them, don't they? Which is absolutely fine. I've never had a problem with that at all.
I mean, the heritage Coventry has is with bikes and cars anyway. So
Yeah, absolutely.
It used to be known as the Detroit of England at one time.
Yeah. Right, excuse me a minute, Cole. You know, I'm just trying to mess about here with the YouTube thing, right? Because we're obviously, I'll get the playback, come back in a minute. You watch. Here we go. So if I play this, with the YouTube thing, right? Because we're obviously.
Oh no! Turn it off.
You watch. Here we go. So if I play this, with the YouTube thing, right? Because we're obviously.
Oh no! Turn it off.
Right. See you later. Here we go. Cool. Right. Hold on a second. It's been a little while. You know what? It's amazing, really. You were so used to doing this over so many years. Right. There we go. No, I haven't. It's just, do you know I normally do things on that's a news feed. No, up yours. Go. Post, please. Yeah, we got the post the face bollocks. Right, there you go. Right, cool. I'm not doing it anymore. Right, come completely off that. Right, anyway. Let's have a look here. Right, do you know what? We're actually missing quite a few people at the moment. We've gone up to a few more viewers. We're missing Chris. We're missing Chris tonight, obviously.
He was on the chat saying there's the link.
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely, you know, so I'm missing a few people tonight. Be nice if we had, you know, likes of Tim possibly join us. Meistel Cruck and Foley, I didn't think about that one. Is missing at the moment. So, anyhow.
Hold on, and I'll send the link to Tim, see if he wants to join.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, so. Bike wise, to say at the moment, I've got me ZR14. I've got to sort it out and clean that up and tidy that up ready for Sunday, this Saturday, because I'm using it for work. And I also have the use of Dobby Taylor's RF900, which is a fantastic machine in itself, completely different. And I've got to do some service work on that Saturday morning as well, which will keep me entertained.
Yeah.
Believe you me, I would have thought come Sunday we're going to see a hell of a lot of shiny bikes. You know, some bikes possibly that haven't been used previously this year, I suspect. Will you stop meowing, you pussy? Right. Yeah, they're both up here on the.
Pussy.
Yeah, exactly. So, right, I'm just going to go through some bits and pieces on here. We have got the. See, do you know what? Like the motorcycle events this year have been bloody terrible. We obviously lost the Kingfisher bike show.
Yeah.
You know, which was a sod. We're still hearing of things that are being cancelled. But I'm just hoping now, when we get to this particular weekend, and especially we get to Monday, now we're going to start seeing a few more things liven up. Will you stop singing? Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Really? Right, okay. I'm just looking through the old crew diary again with the events. Right.
Yeah, it's a shame Skeggy's run got rained off as well, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Because we're going to make the run up to Skegness to see Skeggy, obviously, which is always been a little bit of a crew classic. Although we've always kept the numbers down for that particular run for obvious reasons, haven't we? You know.
I was planning to meet you up there.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, we have done. I did a Skegness run with the crew and the East Anglian bikers, EAB, about 3 years ago, 2-3 years ago now. We took quite a few up there, admittedly. But generally speaking, when we do the crew runs and this, that, and the other, we normally sort of keep the numbers down, to about, 30, 25, 30 bikes for obvious reasons. But, it's never a problem if more people want to join us. But, yeah, like you say, that one was cancelled.
Yeah, I'm in the folk up at the NEC as well. I think it's about 10, 15 people, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 bikes.
Yeah. That's a nice little number, isn't it? I mean,
the motorcycle museum is brilliant, mate.
Yeah, we've done a myself and Samantha, mate, we've done a couple of 3 little runs where we've just had a couple of 3 or 4 bikes. But you know what? It's been absolutely fantastic. You know, it's great having the big numbers. It's great having all the people.
Oh yeah.
Support. You know, and some of them
you can get a bit of a jolly on.
Yeah, some of them are phenomenal. You know, but it's not even so much a jolly on, mate. What it is, it's when you actually get to the destination that you're going to, mate. You generally enjoy it obviously in a more personal way, and the conversations are different. Rather than, say, for instance, with myself, you're going around chatting and trying to chat to everybody because everybody's made an effort, which is great, to come and join your events. And of course, you're gracious to say thank you to everybody and appreciate it, and you tend to talk to as many people as you possibly can. Yeah. Sometimes you chill out from that, and then when there's 3, 4, 5 of you actually go somewhere, you actually get to enjoy it in a totally different way.
You speak to everybody all the time, as in you're speaking to everybody, and you're all having a laugh together. Yeah,
absolutely. Right. There's Dave. Hello, Dave. Does this mean I need to wash my bike? I want to be okay, dirty tiger, mate. It's your bike. You do what you want with it. Yeah. Yeah. That'll probably be like your lorry. So, you know, don't bother washing it.
His lorry's minging, is it?
Oh boy, he's been riding his bike a lot, actually. Another crewman. But, right, so it all seems sort of fairly quiet. I know we've been off the scene for a little while. I think you're sort of trying to do a couple of 3 of these over the last few weeks and that. But, you know, generally speaking, I'm on a sort of dead tired after a day's grafting, because I do sort of 12 and a half hours bloody work in the yard, or I'm on nights, you know. So it's I think the whole thing is
quite a few times. There's basically just myself and Chris on.
Yeah, I know.
Neither of us are really the greatest talkers in the world.
Well, you are. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all sort of pretty different. That's just bringing that particular character in, mate. I suppose I've always got plenty to gas about. I suppose because obviously, obviously with the crew, the brain's always entertained with stuff and, you know, new ideas and this, that, and the other. And it's pretty rare for Wedgie to be fairly quiet, to be honest. I appreciate it while you can, because it's going to get lively. But it's all good. No, I'm just going to quickly go through, because I tend to forget these myself. I put these events up, and other people have asked for crew guys to actually start putting up, you know, some of their own events, especially next year, where, to be honest with you, I'll be exactly where we are now. Myself, you know, Sam, and you got Kerry, and so on and so forth for the Edmonds. But I would like to see, and what really entertains me is the fact that rather than, you know, the same people related to the crew keep putting these events up. You know, that's all good, that's all great, as long as you come up with new ideas and plans and this and the other. But what I'd really like to see is various crew members give us their ideas, and for us to join them. It's not just about us; it's about all of us. You know. So, say for instance, you might have, you know, one guy or one of the ladies turn around and said, you know, I'd love to actually go to fucking, I don't know, just say for instance, pull it out of bed, Loomies, right? Yeah. Now that's a 3-hour trip from here. But do you know what? That would be great. If somebody had an interesting place and they are enthusiastic, their chance of actually eventing the thing and hosting it, if they wish to, would be great. So the crew would join them on their run, rather than everybody join us on our runs. You know, so I'm pretty enthusiastic about that idea, and I think that would give, from that perspective, it would give a good few people a chance to express their own ideas, and also a chance to run it, if you like. Do you know what I'm saying? To event it and actually put it together. Everybody in the crew has got the facility to speak to the marshals if they need marshalling. I mean, the marshalling's awfully changed now. We have to change it because obviously the legality of the whole thing is pretty mean and pretty tasty. You know, if it goes tits up. So we've had to change all that around. But no, I mean, you know, from my perspective, to see other people putting things out there, and if they want to event it with any ideas, by all means, you know, if you want to ask myself,
that would be a good thing.
Yeah, if you want to speak to myself privately, or Sam or Kerry, you know, by all means, you do that, and then, you know, we can sort of move from there. And if anybody ever wants to event anything and they need a little bit of help doing it, it's never a problem, you know.
Because I'm hoping to do somewhere in Europe next year.
Hello, Tracy Brown. She knows nothing. She knows nothing?
Know nothing about anything.
Don't know anything. No.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Something I'd like to do is some sort of ride into Europe next year.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be super cool, actually.
I've never done one on a bike before.
No, I haven't actually, because I mean I've always, when I've been abroad now, I've obviously doing the tobacco runs as one did for many moons. Obviously it was over in the car, and that was just
load as much in as possible.
Yeah, that's just a quick trip down to Dover, mate. Across to Calais, hour and a half. Straight up to Adenkirk in Belgium. Pick up your tobacco and then just do a little run through France. Then straight back to the seat to Europe, I think it is, a great big hypermarket thing, and then back on a boat.
Basically 24 hours later you're home.
Yeah, absolutely. And 9 times out of 10, for some reason, they always get pulled by customs. I used to get, I think 3 times I got pulled by customs driving into the port at Dover and also leaving. So it's always been fun. But that's a great idea, mate. And of course, the world's your oyster over there. I mean, it's cheap enough to get over there. I mean, most people have got passports nowadays.
Yeah.
And it's one of the most, I suspect, from what I've gathered from other people, it's one of the most enjoyable and enthusiastic biking things you could do, to actually physically ride into another country. I've personally, like I say, never done it. Not even Scotland. Although I'd love to. I'd love to go to Scotland. I'd love to go to Wales as well. Scotland primarily.
Well, I'm quite close to Wales anyway, so it's a few.
Yeah. But no, that's all good, mate. It's like I say, going back to that sort of thing, that's something else that you personally could put up in the crew as well. As such, there's nothing stopping anybody raising an idea and then putting it forward. And of course, the pride of that is getting a few people joining it and really being enthusiastic about it, and then enjoying whatever event it is that you put up. That's always a good feeling.
Yeah.
So.
You
what?
Are you getting an echo?
An echo? No, mate. No, mate.
Oh,
no, mate.
It's just me.
Yeah. Yeah, possibly. Right. This seems very quiet tonight, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Very quiet. Right, let's have a look here. Anyway, just go through what have we got here. Obviously, this Sunday, Crew and Friends Mystery Tour with Richard Collins. And we're all meeting up, obviously, at the infamous Crew Hill, which is Beacon Hill Services.
Yeah.
8:30, we're going to depart for 9 o'clock, and then it turns into a complete mystery after that, which will be super cool. And at the moment, this is fantastic. At the moment, we've got 71 definites, we've got 47 maybes, and we've also got some outsiders. We've got the ABC lot coming over. So as you can imagine, potentially, right, it's going to be fairly lively. And I'm really looking forward to it, to be honest. Same as everybody else, I think. There's a real buzz about it. Right, let's have a look here. What have we got? And then, of course, this is another one that a good friend Bob Page put up. This is the, you know about this, Cole. This is Crew to the Zoo. And, yeah, you know all about it. And, of course, Bob's sort of, the idea is that the crew adopts a monkey, as it happens. And not that we've adopted a few monkeys in the past. Me being one of them.
You wanted more monkeys.
Exactly. Anyway, so the idea is to adopt and to basically finance, through various little fundraisers, help help them to keep the what do you call it? The upkeep, of course, because the zoos have suffered. I know for a fact Colchester Zoo has suffered badly, same as they all have through the lockdown. You're not really having the income, obviously, with punters. And when they could open the doors, of course, it was far more restricted than it ever was before. So that's all going to be opening up shortly. So anyway, Bob has put together a run It's quite a nice one, actually. It's a little bit of a mini solstice run. And the eventuality is on the 24th of July. I'm actually working in the morning, so I won't be able to make it until such time of the afternoon, where I've agreed to meet them later on the run.
Yeah.
And the eventuality is they will be going to Colchester Zoo to officially, for the crew, adopt this little old monkey, which will be super cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And I think
I had some money up for that, but obviously won't be there. I'll be in no fit state to ride.
yeah, I know. Yeah, it's you where you look a bit suspicious. Fucking hell. Yeah, I'll tell you what, mate. My tits are nearly as big as yours, John. And they don't look anywhere near as good, to be honest with you. Right? He's always getting them, especially in the sunshine.
His tits.
Him and his flip flops, right?
His tits.
Anyway, yeah. Anyway, I hope you're well, John. Anyway, after the conversation we've had recently, dude. I hope you're well. Moving on to Mo Mahoney. Good job. I have a spare bike or two. It's a big one. Decided to spring a leak. Did it really? Which one was that? I can't remember. I can't remember. I think it may be an intruder. I might be wrong. That's good news, Mo. I know Mo's just actually purchased another motorcycle as well, which is cool. That's all good. Anyway, we've got the crew to the zoo on that particular day. Let's just bring this up again. And then the 25th of July, right, we've got the our good friends from the Cop Docs.
That's a Monday, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's the Cop Doc, who obviously the organisers, the CCMC, who put together the old Cop Doc motorcycle show. They have 2 charity fun runs a year. Now, this one's been delayed and put off, obviously, as you can probably understand.
Yeah.
So this one is being held on the 25th, which I believe is next Sunday. Right, so that's next Sunday. It may be next Sunday. I might be wrong. No, it's not. Sunday week. Sorry, we got Richard's run this Sunday, and then we got Top Doc run the Sunday after. So that's cool. And that's to obviously raises money for the various charities that they.
You got the zoo run on the Saturday 24th, haven't you? Then you got the Cop Doc
run, and then one that myself and Samantha we love the place. We took a food crew to this place, and of course, it's ever so popular on a Thursday night with the bikers with their full throttle nights. It's the crew run to the Smokehouse in Ormsby, Caister. You know.
I've been there once before. I don't think it was called the Smokehouse then. I think it was called something else years ago, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah. I mean, I don't know how long it's actually been called the Smokehouse, but I'll tell you what, I had a look at their menu and the quality of the food, and it's absolutely fantastic. And of course, we've spoken to the landlord and landlady, and they've asked, if we'd like to sort of spend a camp a weekend over there, whatever. So we've been given all the facilities to do that, which is really nice. So that'd be cool. And I'm looking forward to that one.
That's that one up in Sheffield, isn't it? That's got the camping site on it as well.
Yeah.
Sheffield way. Oh God, what's it called?
God knows.
I can't remember.
No.
Oh, isn't that the one you went with the crew? Not the crew.
No, we did. We ran a food crew up there. Yeah, we did. No, we ran a food crew up there. We had a couple of runs last year. We went to Skate Nets, and the other one we went to the Smokehouse.
But it was a couple of 3 years ago. No, when the collective fell apart a bit. That was up north, wasn't it?
God knows. Christ knows, mate. No, I don't know. I can't remember. Well, you're talking about the collective?
Yeah. The Idiot Collective. I'm just trying to remember the name of the place.
Yeah.
Hold
on, mate. Hold on, mate. Yeah, carry on, mate. Oh, I'm going to bring in another hopeful.
Who that then?
I'll show you, mate.
Oh.
Where are we? Where's the link gone? Excuse me, folks. You love this live shit. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Right, now, there we go.
You heard from Skeggy at all lately, apart from not going on his run?
Right, I'd like to see Michael Langham join us. Michael Langham's been bloody promising to join us, right? And he needs to.
Yeah, quick as you like. Who just had a brownout.
No, sorry, mate. I've just had news from. I've just realised that Chris. Let's have a look. No, Chris. No, it's previous week. Sorry, I'm going back too far. Right, anyway. Going back to, sorry, I'm flicking all over the place at the moment. I ain't done this for a few weeks. Mo Mahoney is the Shadow. Obviously, has got a leak, so that's a shame. But like he says, he's got 2 other bikes, which is fantastic. That's why we have more than one bike, is it not?
Absolutely.
Oh, right. Anyway, Peter Taylor. Hope you have a good show, lads. Not on as in Galston tonight. Oh, cool. That's fine. Hope you're well, Peter. Moving on to Johnny Langdon. Yes, thanks, mate. Yeah, good to hear you well. Johnny Langdon's been with the crew from day 0. So he's a fantastic geezer. And unfortunately, he's had to sell his bike. But one day he will be back. Will you not? Let's have a look here. I'm just waiting. I've just sent Michael Langham a link to join because Michael obviously runs the Berry crew, and obviously we're discussing this Sunday. Right. Yeah, let's have a look here. I've just sent another one to. We might have another couple of faces on here in a minute.
Excellent. I'm even bored myself.
Right, and tell you what, do you know what? It's a lack of show. Kenny could have got his ass on here tonight, right?
Yeah.
Or sitting back watching, right? Kenny, get your fucking ass on here and have a gas, yeah?
Yeah, come on, you bastard.
Oh, well, to remain polite, yeah. And I'll say anybody's welcome to join us tonight. Just say we haven't, it hasn't been put together that long this evening, hence the fact we're sort of lacking a few people. But it's all there, really. Right, hold on a minute. Right, I'll call again. Oh, he does. Stephen Wilson doesn't want to join us. Well, get yourself on the chat then, dude. And I know for a fact, I think today, young Stephen Wilson, who's also part of the crew, he's been up to the Ace Calf, if I'm right in saying. So, anyway, do you know the thing is, it's me and you, Carl, right? I can't even nip off for a fag. You know, I'll just leave you on your top.
Yeah.
Right. Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, you have to get in the bong, mate. You can sit there and puff away.
Yeah, no. Funny enough, we've had a fantastic offer, because we had so many prizes and stuff and things raised and given towards Richard's charity things, aren't they? One of which is a fantastic gift. I'm not actually going to say anything about it. What it is one of the crew has offered a fantastic little box of tricks. So no, I'm going to shut up about it because it's going to be a surprise for people on the day.
Surprise for people.
Yeah. I'm not going to give any details. No details away, to be honest with you.
Is it plug and play?
They are pretty much USB powered. Yeah, seriously. Yeah. USB powered. If I'll try and give too many details. If I mention, say, for instance, Suffolk Andy. See, Suffolk Andy could have been on it tonight, couldn't he? Right?
Yeah, he could have been.
He could have been, right? But
get on in, you bastard.
Right. But anyway, Suffolk Andy and Skeggy, they both do it, right? They both enjoy it, and and so this particular kit is something that they both use. We've given too many clues away,
Oh, yeah.
Not
right, anyway. To a blind bat. Yeah.
Right. Anyway, so this one I've been toying with the idea. We've got the crew. Let's have a look here. Crew run to the smokehouse. Then there's the Shuck. There was the Shuck rally, which is scratching at the door. That's all cancelled. That was August, the 6th of August to the 8th of August. They just couldn't go ahead with it. It just weren't viable. And then after that, on the 21st of August, we've got the crew run to the bikes at the Quays, which will be a cracking day. The next day, the Sunday, a crew run to the Peterborough Festival of Wheels. As if, people are still up for that. We've still got quite a few numbers interested in those too. And then...
where was that at?
That one. What's that? What, Peterborough?
Oh, Peterborough, yeah.
Yes, Peterborough. That's Sunday the 22nd of August. That's the Festival of Wheels.
Yeah, I might try and get to that one then. No, I might actually go there as opposed to... Because it's still a fair distance from me.
Yeah, well, see, what we're trying to do, and with the crew have done it, we've done it for a good few years now, is I'm trying to get Skeggy, right? And if he doesn't do it, I'm still going to do it. I'd like to think that Skeggy will put this together if he's listening, right? Which is the annual Mods and Rockers up at Hunt Stanton,
Yeah.
It's definitely on. We definitely will be doing that. I'd like to think that we can still meet up at Kings Lynn with the usual bunch, right? And take a few people up to the Mods Rockers event, where we do have another cracking day.
Yeah.
So that'd be cool. But like I say, crew run to Peterborough Festival of Wheels is the day after the run to the bikes at the Quays. So it's going to be a busy weekend that weekend. You know. And if you've got families and stuff, they'll probably say, shove up your butt, Wiggy. We've got to spend some family time at home in the garden and stuff, rather than keep riding bikes and leaving the kids for the pets to look after.
You're not going on both weekends, on both days.
Right.
Choose one.
And then, of course, 5th of September, we have the crew run to the Full Throttle Bike Show. Right, Full Throttle is a fantastic sort of biker's calf, well renowned and sort of Clacton. For a good few years, used to be Fossils. It's been Full Throttle. Right.
There was something before Fossils.
Well, I don't know, mate. Fossils calf.
I know where it is now. Yeah. I know Clacton quite well because my grandparents used to live there. I spent years as a kid.
Yeah. So Fossils calf. I can't remember because the old boy died. So I mean, it's been Full Throttle now for I think possibly 3-4 years. I mean, Sam would know more than I have, but it's been about that sort of time. Run by Door and Half Pint,
Yeah.
Both fantastic people, and they make a fantastic. Well, Door does a fantastic breakfast, man. Second to none.
Yeah. It's about. It was at 2000 last time I was there because it was my grandmother's funeral.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right, buddy. Anyway, so like I say, that's on the 5th of September. It's come Sunday, the 12th of September. We've got the Mods and Rockers ride, right? So that's definitely on, and that's by the Farmers group. But to be fair, I mean, I'm just hoping, and I've chatted to Skeggy about the fact that we need to put this together, right, as soon as possible, if he's going to do it. If not, we'll let this bloke, and
it's Andy.
Right.
Oh, no, it's not. The bastard's buggered off.
He's exceptionally loud, is Mr. Suffolk Andy, exceptionally loud. We got in the background, you got your washing machine, your tumble dryer, your TV, your radio, and the dog. Right.
Can you hear it? Can you? Is it sounding funny?
That's better.
You always sound funny, mate.
That's better. Yeah. There you go, mate. Jesus Christ. Andy, what you got in the background?
That's these earphones. What I'll do, I'll mute myself and then I'll just go and get a pair of plug-in ones, okay?
You said for years Andy had this sorted, man. He could have fucking run TV stations, radio stations, and look at him now. Still a bit, Eddie.
Give me a sec.
Yeah, no worries, mate. No worries. Yeah, I thought Mr. Stephen Wilson was going to join us, but he obviously hasn't. And Michael Langham, like I said, was going to join us. Is he not going to join us? Steve, look, mate, if you go, I'm just answering him on chat now. Steve, if you go on YouTube, obviously you're watching this particular stream, right? Then you can go to the chat off that. It will tell you where the chat is, mate. Yeah. And I'm sure you can do that without actually necessarily having a YouTube channel of your own. Anyone's free to be able to do that, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need it to watch it. Watch a YouTube thing. You don't need a.
No, you don't need your own personal account.
No, it's only when you want to comment and stuff like that. You need your personal account.
Yeah. I need a new bank account. I know that much. Yeah, you know. Was that you, Samantha?
Was what me?
There you. There you. Is she live?
Was that you, Samantha?
Oh, hello. No, like I say, and also, I mean, Suffolk Andy's back on here, right? You being there Sunday, Andy. You're going to be there Sunday, obviously, on this major event. No, he can't hear a bloody thing. No,
oh, good God.
right, okay. Cool. It was just like... We've got a whole fucking Dallas theme going, didn't we?
Andy always has these problems.
Andy, can you hear us now, mate? Yeah, you obviously can.
The vacant stare will suggest not.
No. Oh, Steve Wilson.
Hello, Andy. No.
It's Suffolk Andy, he thinks, right? That's just about the sum of it.
Yeah.
It's about time to go. So I like that.
You get to his age, you're not 100% sure about things.
No, he's only a couple of years under 75, isn't he?
Yeah.
Look at him. He's pretending he can't hear us. Right. There he goes. What is he doing?
Yeah. Well, you can all do that.
No, I'll tell you what, just going back to that, of course, we got Suffolk Andy back on again. Character. Cock the size of a small child, he seems to reckon, in the cold. Yeah. It says. Right, anyway, let's have a look here. Mark Riley. Good evening, Mark. Well, here we go. Now, Marcus just recently. Here we go.
They will make it sound really bad.
Hello, Andy. Sorry, Mark, I can't put up with that row. Right, anyway, 17th of September at the Kingfisher. Be there. Meet you all for the first time on Sunday. Yeah, and that's obviously, of course, that's when we spoke about Mark, wasn't it, at the Kingfisher. So that's their first gig. We sorted out with Penny at the Kingfisher, Mark Riley, and the, if I remember the name of the band now.
Yeah.
Right, dude. See you soon. See you later. We're saying goodbye to many folks and friends and peoples. And
bye-bye.
he can say, ta-da. Yeah, anyway, good to see you, Mark. Good to join us, mate. The band, oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Mark, remind me the name of the band, please, mate.
Give the old man a helping hand.
Jesus, I tell you, that's bad. No, that's bloody rude. Hold on. Excuse me? She's talking to the cat. Did you hear that?
No.
Did you not? That's good. All right.
The cat cunt.
Yeah. Jesus, hold on a minute. Let's have a look here.
Mark Harley and the people in the band.
Yeah, of course. I had it ringing around. King's Shilling is the name of the band. And to be honest with you, yeah, and of course, it's going to be a great stage for them guys. Also, we've got to talk at some point also about August the 14th, Mark. All right, I'll be in touch with you shortly, mate, to discuss arrangements and stuff and the potential on that particular date, my friend. That'll be super cool.
Is the King's Shilling actually something to do with the military? Is it?
What do you mean? What?
Well, the King's Shilling.
No, it's the name of the band.
Yeah, I know, but the King's Shilling tends to.
I don't know, mate.
You take the King's Shilling or the Queen's Shilling.
Yeah.
It means you've actually joined the forces.
Yeah. Anyways, no, I don't know, mate. I mean, I want to joining. You know, I mean, that was sort of, I thought about it when I was leaving school, but got involved with women and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if the band has actually got some sort of military connotation.
Yeah, possibly, mate. I'm not sure. I mean, no doubt we can Google it. But anyway, Mark, that's fantastic. And of course, on that particular night, we'll have massive support up there for you. I can guarantee it, mate. Will we not, Samantha?
Yes.
We will, of course.
Yeah, but by the time I joined the army, it had gone metric.
What?
And it was actually the Queen's 5p.
Oh,
so
right.
Shilling. Oh, 5p for joining the army.
Sweet. Yeah. Yeah, cool. No, what we were talking about is Mark Riley.
Yeah.
Right, obviously with the band King Chili. And it's just obviously playing here, and I will go back to 17th of September at the Kingfisher. Be there, which is going to be fantastic. Going to get all the bikers up there and the groups and clubs and God knows what. So that'd be fantastic, would it not? Yeah, exactly. You know, and there's nowhere else, so we'll be there, right? Because they knocked all the pubs down. Right. Especially the ones I used to gig at. I mean, Christ, most of the venues that I used to gig at and stuff have disappeared. Fantastic venues that you used to.
Yeah, I mean, so many great places have gone. I mean, because they might need a lick of paint.
Yeah, I know.
And you know, the tables were a bit scratched and scuffed and things like that. But just places you didn't have to worry about. No, you spilt some beer. Oh dear, how sad. Never mind. You know,
yeah, it's completely different in them days, mate. You know,
yeah.
Ipswich, right? There's some fantastic boozers. I mean, around East Anglia, we used to sort of play East Anglia, and God knows what. Stephen Wilson's watching this. He knows some of the venues we used to play because I was in the band Forge with his dad, Steve Kwasniak, Biggie, and that was fantastic. And with that particular band, that's when we supported the Royal William. We supported Nick McBrain from Iron Maiden, and of course we had Phil Hilborn and Andy Southgate down there. And Phil Hilborn's a world-class guitarist anyway, so that was a brilliant experience. You know, but only so that place is gone. It's now is it Liddell's, isn't it? The Royal William. No, yeah, like Liddell's down the road. Yeah, seriously, yeah. I mean, of course, my old safe harbour. That's
the little around having Coventry was actually on the where they used to make Rouge motorcycles.
Yeah. Evening, darling. That's evening, Stitch.
Is she?
Yeah, she's saying good evening, of course.
Oh, right.
Beautiful other
You
half.
get some randoms on here, don't you?
Sorry?
I said you get some randoms on here.
Oh, yeah, definitely, mate. Yeah. Speaking of which, here he is, Steve Wilson. Hello, boy.
Oh, hey, Steve.
Right, we're bringing back. It's good to have you with us, young Steve Wilson. You've spoken about your dad and the old bands and stuff. And of course, Suffolk Andy is back. He is mic'd up. He's ready to rock and roll. Am I wrong?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I believe so, mate.
Andy.
No,
There you go, boy.
So
All right.
bastard.
Uh,
All right, mate.
Right. Andy, can you hear us okay, mate? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is Suffolk Andy there?
Yes, I'm here.
Fantastic, mate. Can you hear old Weggy?
I can hear you.
Do you never not hear Weggy?
That is a bit of a possibility. It will never happen.
Well, oh, fuck me. Here we go. That's
Unless you put cheese in his ears.
cheers.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. Andy, now, just quickly, right? Now, we've spoken about this so much, right? Now, I've got Mark Riley. We've got all these musical events coming up, right? Because clubs and pubs are going to be opening up, Andy. No masks, no bullshit, you know, just fucking getting out there and doing what we do. Is that going to be the case with the club?
We're opening full time after the 19th.
19th. Right. So, fantastic. Right, so I can start planning with Suffolk Andy as to what the crew can do, and we can also get. Well, can we have live bands down there like we did before?
Yes.
Ah, brilliant, Mark. I hope you're listening, boy.
Yeah. Can we drink beer?
Oh, we can drink beer,
plenty of
mate. Fuck me, yeah. Fine Isles, babe. What do you want?
Can we bring in?
Have you got tequila, Andy? Do you have tequila?
I hope so.
Of course, she's just dead lovely because you know she loves to enjoy herself on tequila and other sorts of things. Do you not? Or do you? Of course. You can come and join me if you want to. Say Andy's on here. Big smile.
Not for long.
Who's that? What, you?
I ain't going to be on here long, mate. I've got to go work early in the morning.
Have you really? Yeah, well, I have as well. You know, of course, it's great to have you with us, Andy. Yeah, it's been a while since I see you, mate, to be fair, and you've been doing all these local runs and not telling me about them, so I'm a bit pissed, to be honest with you. Right, do you know what? I see that tonight. I'll put this thing up, right? We're going to do Finchinfield. And what did I see tonight? A fucking video. Suffolk Eddie's been to Finchinfield. Didn't say a word, right?
That was with the Anglian Bikers.
Was it really?
Last Sunday.
Well, I know that. No, I obviously didn't know that he went because he's been doing some secret stuff. Right? With Robin. He's shooting off with Robin and his boy. Right? And not telling anybody. It's been dead secret. Yeah. Right? And then telling us all about it on video on YouTube.
I went to Swaffham with Rob for that breakfast.
Oh, God. Sod your chums. I know.
I know. I'll tell you what. We spoke about this, didn't we? Relentlessly. How Suffolk Andy's abandoned everybody, right? Yeah. Now he's made his money and his fame, right? His club's going to open up. Stuff you lot, mate. No, we're kidding, Andy. No, we say seriously, we have spoken about this so many times about obviously the Logo Club opening up again because Andy obviously sort of runs it and fucking does what he does with it, and it's brilliant. And of course, we want to get a couple of free social events with the crew, which we have spoken about, Andy. So as long as we can do that and chat properly and get together and do what we do, mate, that'll be super cool. And of course, we would love to have music down there. Would we not?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, not just on the gramophone, Andy.
No.
Oh, gramophone.
No, we did.
Wind that one. You have to wind it up. Don't you put the needle thing on it. Yeah. Like the 30s.
5 RPM, mate.
Yeah. No, that's going to be. I'm looking forward to that, mate. Plus, the fact that you get good cheap booze, and Andy's company, of course, and you get.
Well, the sad news is, Wiggy, that you would think that the brewers would be trying to get business after this lockdown, and they've all just put their prices up.
You're joking.
I am not.
No, when you say prices up, mate, what are we looking at? What sort of price hikes are we looking at on a serious?
Well, in my club, probably 10, 20 pence a pint.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. No.
Really? Why have they done that? And they want it. I suppose in a way, they're trying to recoup some loss. Surely. I mean, it's still going to be obviously a lot cheaper at the club than it would be at a pub.
Oh yeah, at the moment we're at the same price, even though we've seen a price increase. But when we go back normally, we're gonna have to put sort of 10 pence a drink. I think that's what we're looking at the moment. Yeah. We haven't had a rise in our beer prices for 2.5 years, 3 years. No,
it's a good thing, isn't it? I mean, I'd like to think it wouldn't be a price in beers going up, a rise in prices, mate, for about another 10 years would be nice.
Yeah, it would be nice, wouldn't it?
And I'd like to see bowls of peanuts back on the bar. That sort of thing, where people used to just dive in, not worry about shit. They're not going to catch anything, man. Let's have 100 people put their hand into a peanut bowl. Yeah.
But after they just had a shit in the fucking bog.
That's what I used to do.
Hands.
Yeah, exactly.
They used to always say, didn't they, all the old finger food on the bar was the worst thing to fucking eat.
Yeah, fingered food, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we never died of it, though, did we?
Hey, did we bikes, mate? Christ alive, man, the things we used to get up to.
Yeah, might have had the shits the next morning, but, we never died.
Anyway, Mark is obviously listening. Mark from the band King Shilling. All right, so that's all cool. So he's listening to what we talked about because I'd like to have the band, if possible, and arrange it with Mark to have the band down at the Logo Club with Andy and the Suffolk crew. Sounds like a party, doesn't it, babe? It's party time at last. We can breathe and get these fucking face masks and stuff. Yeah, fantastic. We're going to start living again. Cool, isn't it? Hi guys, Gordon's here. Hi guys, just got in from a local bike meet. Nice one, Gord. Hope you are well, my friend, and keeping Stitch, hi, Gordon. And Gordon says, hi, Stitch. And she says, hi, Gordon. And he said, hi, Stitch again. Right? That's amazing, isn't it? This conversation's great, isn't it? Right? Andy, how much for... there we go. Gordon, how much for a pint of Coca-Cola in your place?
Fizzy drink stuff.
I think if I can remember that, we don't actually have Coca-Cola. We have cans of Coke.
Yeah.
I think they're about 70p.
Mate, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good, mate.
Hang on, Wiggy. I got that completely wrong. A can of Coke is 95 pence. Hey, mate,
95
fine.
Panda Cola or something from Sainsbury's.
The boss is putting him right, Mrs. P. She's putting him right about the prices, mate.
Yeah, he says he runs the bar, but really,
No, he don't.
I know the beer prices, but I don't know the soft drink prices. You can get a pint of bitter for $2.50, a pint of lager for $2.50, and then the top drinks beers are $2.70, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, get ready for this. Are you ready? We'll count down. 5, 4, 3, 2. Nita. Hello, Nita. How are you?
hey, Chuckles.
Hi guys. Are you alright?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, just got in from work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, where's that miserable old bastard of a husband then? What's he doing in? He's not coming on here. What's he doing? There he is, you tut.
Oi. What are you doing, you Nancy?
There he is.
It's nice, isn't it?
Love him. How is he anyway?
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine.
Yeah. Cool. And you both keeping well, yeah?
Yeah, been busy. Been
Excellent.
poorly.
Cool. Yeah, Swift. Okay, that is excellent. Anyway, Nita. Fuck me, mate. You get any erection. There she goes. He's gone already.
Yeah.
Yeah, you find that quite funny,
I'm
that
going.
erection.
When you got them
Go to
big
bed.
tablets, there's no problems with
See you later, Nita.
Going to bed because you said about an erection.
See you later, Nita. Jesus Christ. Anyway, going back to Gordon. Gordon's mentioned about the price of a pint, and I'll tell you what, beer is crazily priced in pubs nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm yeah, no, $4.80 a pint? What is?
Well, that's a bit bloody expensive.
$4.80 a pint? Where the hell do you go, man? Yeah, I know, but $4.80 a pint for anything.
Yeah. I remember when I first came back from Germany.
Yeah.
You used to get a bevy in Germany for tax free, and it was about 1990, I think.
Really?
Yeah, and I went into this pub, and somebody's I gave him a quid,
Yeah.
and they says, "You got another penny?" Thinking, "Oh right, it's 81p or something like that." No, it was £1 and a fucking penny. I thought, "Fucking hell!"
Jesus Christ, mate. Well, Dashy, I mean, Gordon's just come back. I don't know what sort of, I don't know how the hell you can charge £4.80, right, for a pint of Coke. Seriously,
Bloody hell.
mate.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
Right now, people who know me, right, I love to be generous. Andy knows this. I love to be generous. I love to buy rounds and all sorts of shit. Half the people call me one. Right, what?
After peeling an orange in his pocket.
You love it. Yeah, he's laughing at me, you know. Right? He knows I'm a reliable customer. Right?
He's just a bit worried somebody might get one of the pips.
I normally get the third round. Yeah. Anyway,
When everybody's going, no, I've got to go home now. I can't have another one.
this is straight up, right? Straight up. We went out for a little run. You know the runs we were talking about earlier. You know the more personal runs. Anyway, so we went out with a run, and we went to a lovely little pub. And I thought, you know what? That's why Weggy's turn to get around. And you went, sat down, and everybody else sat down, and then somebody else came up and offered to pay for it. I said, no, I won't hear anything of it whatsoever. Do you know what? I bought 4 drinks and the fucking thing come to 25 quid. 25 quid, man. Yeah, seriously, 25 quid for 4 drinks.
Fuck.
Is it 5? Oh, 5 drinks. Oh, sorry, mate. I was so wrong. £25. £25 for 5 drinks.
Bloody hell, man.
I didn't even have any fucking nuts. Then I didn't get the nuts, man.
Did
Once upon a time.
they have to take you to hospital then, Wiggy, and sort of give you some heart and lung machine or something?
I've been struggling to sleep ever since, Andy. You are saying.
I bet you have. But you've been checking your bank account every fucking 5 minutes.
I got one.
It's all gone.
They took me out. I'm not making them any money. Anyway, what's this? What's here? Right, anyway, let's have a look. Gord, tied up a stick had a bottle of water instead. Charged me £2.50 for a bottle of water. Jesus Christ, man. Seriously? That's
God, you must have seen him coming, I reckon.
Yeah. Hey, what's he on it? Ace Calf was £2. Yeah, well, that is. I mean, myself and Andy, obviously, we've sort of been every year up to the Ace Calf, apart from the last year or two. Yeah, it's not the cheapest place, is it? But it is what it is. That's London prices, mate, as well.
Yeah.
And no doubt you can find, in certain establishments that £2 for a can of Coke wouldn't even be heard of, mate. You could put another put on that at least. What do you got? Strongbow. Right, Johnny Lane, the Strongbow dark fruit is about 480 quid. What are you buying? Fucking 10 barrels of the shit?
480 quid.
480 quid, John. You need to put your nipple clamps back on, dude. Let's have a look here. Here we go.
That's 280 in our place.
Oh, come on, Tony. There's no need for that, mate. Did they have to surgically remove Weggy's wallet?
Yeah,
That's true.
he's probably not quite as forthcoming with his wallet as he is with his voice.
Do you know what? I actually bought Tony his second pint at the Kesgrave Bike Show. Well,
that was 1946, wasn't it?
No, this is crafty, mate, because he said
when that was 2 pence a pint.
Sorry.
He said, Reggie, should we have a drink? He said, tell you what, he said, I'll get the first round in. Right? So, I mean, Tony, he'd have a pint or whatever it was. And the thing is, I sort of knew deep down that he wouldn't want a second one. So I said, look, I'll get the second one in after he bought the first. Oh, a crafty shit. Really?
Stitch. You want to say I love the Stitch?
Come on, babe.
Get in.
There's Julie. Julie's gone as well. Of course. That's a big family gathering.
Yes.
It's lovely, isn't it? I feel all loved up again. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a pint. What's he on about? £2. £2 for a pint of Coke. Jesus, mate. Seriously.
Yeah, dark fruits is 280 in my place.
Yeah, Tony, sorry, Eddie, you'll like this one. A nice half pint it was too. It was a half a pint.
Fucking hell.
Fucking hell. Hey, Will Tappers and Shunters, mate. Hello, Will Tappers and Shunters.
Could for a half pint of Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
480. God almighty.
£4.80. Seriously, John?
It's £2 a pint more than what we charge. My God.
Yeah.
So it's 280.
What we got here? Right, let's have a look here. Right, that's crazy money, man. It seriously is. I'll never pay that.
Hey,
I never used to pay that for a round.
Bring in Tim.
Right, rounds used to cost me about £3. That's a wait till everybody gone. I just bought
Yeah.
Where do you make bring in Tim? He's backstage.
Yeah, I know. Hold on, mate. Right, Steve Wilson, beers for £3.50 a pint, which WHICH, that's the one. To be fair, thought was good for London. Charged me £10 for a breakfast, so what? £10 in London for a breakfast ain't too sad, mate, is it?
No,
not really.
I don't know what sort of cat you had, but it is what it is, mate, in London. Right, anyway, good evening, Tim. Evening, gents. I'm backstage in Steam Yard Wick. Are you really? Good man. Great to have Tim on board once again. You smell lovely.
Weggy, mate, listen to the words I am saying. He's actually backstage. Bring him into the conversation.
There you go.
He's there. Look, there he is.
Here I am.
Here he is.
Hi,
Oh, sorry, I'll tell you what. Do you know what, Tim? I'm so out of practice, mate. It's like buying rounds, mate.
Oh, it's quite all right.
How you keeping, mate? All right?
Wiggy, Wiggy, have you got your Barbie brain in tonight?
Do you know what? Seriously, I'll tell you what. Seriously, I had some serious problems this morning with my breathing machine, and that really pissed my day up. To be honest with you, so I'm surprised I'm so lively now. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to connect it. Weggy, you're not supposed to connect it to your arse, mate. It's supposed to go over your mouth.
No, it connected to Sam's butt. To be honest with you, no.
Oh, what's that? Did you inflate it? Did you? Did you go off like a balloon?
No, she's threatened me with it, mate, if I ever do wrong, right? Yes, and the thing is, it's so easy because obviously with a CPAP and that, it's just an open vent. So I mean, if she decided to do anything detrimental to my breathing, of course, it would go straight into the mask and be tuned around my face, of course, for a few moments.
Well, I've had a very enjoyable and eventful afternoon. I just got to ride a 2021 Hayabusa.
Really? And what did you think of it, Tim?
I kept it in high power mode the whole time, and it's a madman. I left the traction control on, but I left it in high power mode the whole time. I'll have a review video on it next week. I've filmed the whole thing. Yeah. It's incredible, honestly. It's not for me. The bike's not for me. Right. But I mean, it's 0 to 150 before you can say, yeah, anything.
Yeah. So how did it compare to the Grom?
Well, they're pretty similar. No.
Do you know though, Tim? I mean, seriously. I mean, I've never been a big Busa fanatic. I've always been a major, like yourself, a massive Kawasaki fan.
Yep.
I've gone right through the stages, all the Kawasaki's now got the ZZR 1400, which I still think is the Busa killer, right? Mm-hmm. And it is a fantastic bike. But I have to say, over the years, I've become more accustomed to liking the original Gen 1 Busa more and more. And then, obviously, as they progress throughout the years, they become fat and bulbous, especially around the arse end of the bike.
Yes.
And they became pretty ugly, let's be honest with you.
Yes.
I personally think I went down to our local motorcycle shop, all our motorcycles, and had a proper look at the 2021 Busa. And I have to say, what a definite improvement in looks.
Oh, yes. Yes. And in person in 3 dimensions, as you know, it's even more beautiful. They really refined they kept the aerodynamic integrity of the bike. I mean, that same Hayabusa profile is mostly preserved because they know the mathematics on those aerodynamics work very well. But definitely they have refined it. I mean, it's kind of a luxurious motorcycle in a way. The only thing that got me about it, my two biggest negative complaints about it are, one, boy, that is a really aggressive riding position now. It's not like a Gen 1 Hayabusa, real plush and kind of stretched out with higher, kind of a little bit higher clip-ons and all that. I mean, it feels like a ZX7R if you've ever ridden a ZX7R. Yeah, I mean, I'm 174 centimeters tall, something like that, 5 foot 8.5.
Yeah.
And I was a little bit cramped on it, to be perfectly honest with you. I was surprised by that. And the other thing is that it has an electronic bell and whistle for everything you can imagine. Yeah. It has a very advanced traction control. It has wheelie control. It has obviously linked ABS. It has all of this electronic stuff. It even has a mode that will keep you from rolling backwards. Like if you're at an intersection on an incline, it'll keep you from rolling backwards. So my car has that. My Honda Sport Sedan has that. I don't ever use it, because it's a 6-speed. But maybe too much on the electronics is my opinion. Like that's just way too much as far as I'm concerned. All I really need is 2 wheels and a motor.
You know what?
You speak. Wiping for you, do you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You speak exactly as we old school bikers talk, mate. The only electronics we need are up here. They're in your wrist and they're in your foot.
Exactly.
To be honest with you, it's all about common sense. I don't need any wheelie. I don't need. To be honest with you, I think I've only had 2 motorcycles that have got ABS on them, which is not a bad thing. Okay, it's cool.
I don't mind ABS. I must admit, I don't mind it.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. ABS is a good thing. There's no 2 ways about it. I mean, some people will be supplied with a brand new motorcycle because standard they are all fitted with ABS. Now they have to be, and disconnect the ABS. They will disconnect it.
Well, none of my bikes have ABS. This was not, I mean, you can tell that it's linked ABS as you're braking, but it has other little things too. Like I was really surprised that it has an inclinometer, so it'll give you your lean angle right there on the screen.
Yes. Yeah.
And I don't know, all that stuff is great, just like you say. And I have nothing against ABS. You know, if I ever have an ABS bike in the future, which I'm sure I will have no problem with that. But my gosh, man, you want to talk about an electronics nightmare if things started going wrong?
That's the problem, isn't it? I mean,
and also that really drives up the price of the motorcycle. Take $5 or $7 grand off the price of the bike and strip all that stuff off of it. I don't need it, you know.
Yeah, I know, mate. It's the way it's gone. I mean, to be fair, I don't know how that compares with, say, for instance, the Gen 2. I think how many generations of Hayabusa has there been? Has there been 3?
Correct. So the current generation is Gen 3. I've never ridden a Gen 2, only a Gen 1. So I don't have any reference on Gen 2.
Well, I personally think, I mean, just going back, I mean, the Gen 1, when it originally came out, obviously was, you know, it was big news, wasn't it? It was a destroyer pretty much of every other motorcycle on the planet, to be honest.
Yeah, the Speed Wars reached its crescendo with the Gen 1 Busa. I still have the 1999 Motorcyclist magazine I bought when the bike came out with, it said 189.6 miles per hour radar verified on the cover. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is true, you know? And then I was in my 20s when that bike came out in 1999. And so, you know, obviously I couldn't afford the insurance. I could afford the bike. They were like $9,500, $10 grand when they were, you know, in 1999. I could have scraped that together, but boy, the insurance per year was half the cost of the bike. So they did not want people in their 20s riding Hayabusas in the year 1999.
No.
The thing is, at the time,
anyway.
Yeah.
The thing is, at the time, I mean, you know, the great thing about it, I mean, I've since obviously it was at its popular point, I've owned the ZZR 1100, you know, and that was an absolutely fantastic machine. Before that was all the big GPZ 1100 B1s and B2s, but the ZZR was a fantastic bike. And then obviously, then the Honda brought out the Blackbird, which effectively was supposedly 2 miles per hour faster, which then took this 5-year fastest motorcycle in the world mantle from the ZZR 11 and kept it, right, the Blackbird, which is a great bike in itself.
Oh, yeah.
Up until the Busa come along and absolutely ripped its backside out, didn't it?
I think the Super Blackbird's top speed here in America was generally accepted to be about 178 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Well, and then here comes the 99 Hayabusa, and it can do 189, 188 radar verified. Well, you know, the Pandora's box really opened at that point. Kawasaki answered back with the ZX12, then the ZX14. Things started getting really nuts. And then, you know, I know that the European, like the EU, what was the EU at that time? A lot of the European governments just got together and said, hey, look, either you are going to slow these bikes down or we'll do it for you.
Yeah. How long did that last? That was the so-called gentleman's agreement, and the 2 bikes had done it. And the 2 companies that done it were Kawasaki and Suzuki, like you say, with the ZX12R and the Gen 1 Busa.
Yep.
Right? And you know, I've seen videos of one beating the other and then another one beating the other. So there weren't a great deal of difference. What I can say is, through chat and you know, and through conversation with many people, the Busa, generally speaking, had a stronger mid-range than the ZX12R. The 12R got its power from the amount of induction through the air in the intake.
Right.
A typical Kawasaki, that was. So there weren't much in it, really, to be honest. And then, of course, when they the gentleman's agreement, I'll tell you what, let's restrict it to a family-friendly 186 miles per hour. So right? And of course, we can now take pillions.
I remember that was the case with my ZX7R that I had for almost 10 years. The ram air on the ZX7R started working at 65 miles an hour. Yeah. So at about 65, 70 miles an hour, the bike starts begging you to go faster.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was always the way that Kawasaki did it. They were about the big end. They've always been about the big end.
So. Yeah, absolutely. That is the truth of it, really. Even going back to even going back to things like the GPZ 900R, where it all originally started. You know, to be honest, with the newer range of motorcycles from Kawasaki, before that it was all oil cooled, and you had what you had, did you not? You know, with the old 1100 sort of standard inline 4 oil cooled engines. You know.
Yep.
GPZ 900R sort of took it to another planet, to be honest, and that all went from there.
I'll tell you what, though, Wiggy, if you think about it, the Thundercat, right? That was probably one of the first sport bikes, the Thundercat.
Well, I'll say that. Do you know what? To be honest with you, the bike that really set the world alight, right? And of course, we know many of them. And I'll have to say this: in my lifetime, it will be no other than the slab-sided GSXR 1100, mate, Suzuki.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
literally.
That's essentially the engine that's in my Bandit right now.
It is. Yeah, that's exactly right. And to be honest, the reason why I say that is because if you go to racing, the GPZ 900R did quite well in 1984 and 85. I think, 84 and 85. Not so well in 85 as it did in 84, because in 1985, Suzuki then released the GSXR 1100, which completely and utterly destroyed everything on the Isle of Man TT and every other race that went with it. And that kept that mantle until such time as obviously other companies then started to follow suit along the Suzuki lines, did they not? You know, you had the Honda brought out things like the RC30, and then you've got Kawasaki with the ZXRs. At that rate, that's when all the sports bikes really took off, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, before that, you didn't really have sports bikes, did you?
Yeah,
not really, not for the road.
That's what I was saying about the Thundercat, because that was really one of the first sport bikes.
Yeah, well, the Yamaha Thundercat was a 600, and obviously I've always said the Lita Plus, but and I must admit the Thunder Race, the Yamaha Thunder Race, is a lovely bike. Yeah. It's not an expensive bike, but it's another one of those bikes like the Suzuki RF 900 that was built to budget and built in between a fantastic bike and another fantastic bike, which then made them cheaper and pushed the prices down. So hence the fact you can still buy something like a Thunder Race, right, or an RF 900 for peanuts, and you still get that on the bike.
Yeah, bloody quick bike as well.
Oh, yeah, mate. You know, fantastic. And of course, that's where we've been for many years. It's just the old school. The thing is, the old school bikers like ourselves, we're more than happy to ride old school bikes, and that's where you still got a fantastic motorcycle with shed loads of power, right? And to do all the speed that you can do on UK roads and still put silly grins on your faces for peanut money. Mm-hmm. In comparison to people going out spending 15, 18, 20 grand on a motorcycle. That's my point. You know?
True. So how long ago when when Honda bought out when did they start bringing out sort of their first bikes?
To be honest with you, Honda, Honda have been producing bikes, sports bikes for a good few years. I suppose the sports bike that really stands out with Honda is the Fireblade. Right?
Oh, God, yes.
Yes.
You know, that's iconic in itself. But on the racetrack, and they were not so obviously competent on the road because of the gear, and was the Honda RC30. That was the one that made its name on the racetracks.
Yes.
All right.
And the RC45 as well, although to a lesser extent. And
well, you say that, Tim, though. I mean, guys like, obviously you had, trying to think now, of course, you had, with the World Superbikes, the RC45 took over the RC30. And if I remember rightly, the RC45, albeit a completely different bike, Carl Fogarty not only won on the Ducati 916 back in 96, 97, but then the next year he also won it on the RC45. Yes, and so did Aaron Slight the year after.
I believe that's correct. I think Foggy, Honda had come out with several years before with what they called the Big Bang engine.
That's it.
Yeah, and so I think that if I have my history correct, that evolved into the design of the RC30 and RC45. Yeah. I actually know a guy out on the west coast of the United States who has an RC45. There are not very many of them to be had, and they're very pricey. But you want to talk about an incredible sounding motorcycle?
Yeah.
It's one of the most incredible, unique. The word unique is kind of done at this point, you know, but it really is a unique sounding engine. There are very few that sound exactly like it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you said, I mean, it's like, I suppose in a way, I mean, a lot of us, we grew up with, say, for instance, the Ducatis. I mean, we're talking about the old Ducatis, like the old SS 900, right? And then obviously when Ducati brought out and revealed the 916, which to be honest, if you ever sat on one or stood next to one, they are tiny, tiny bikes.
Very small.
Yeah.
I did my test on one.
Did you? Well, 916 Ducati.
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah. I was there. Is that the front wheel?
Wow.
Yeah, I've never heard of anybody doing a motorcycle test on a Ducati 916.
It was horrible. I had to do my mod 2 on it as well. No, trying to get through cones on one of them. Fucking horrible.
Jesus Christ, man. Did you take it from the coal fog at your school of training?
No. The time I did my mod test, if you were doing it, I had to be over 80 brake horsepower.
I could just see Carl looking at his paperwork for his test, going, "Why is this test happening at Silverstone? This makes no sense."
Right. I tell you,
Call the Brands Hatch.
Right, I stared at when you
trying to go through cones. I was doing it in second gear.
Ducatis go through cones.
I wasn't touching the throttle. I was actually on the choke, on the clutch.
Yeah.
And I was, just feathering the clutch and going down the cones and everything from my mod 2.
Do you know what, mate? Are you pulling our pisses or what?
Yeah.
Anything like that.
See, I don't know these things, so I'm very easy to fool because I live in Texas. So
Tim,
I don't really know how things work over there very well.
Right.
Over here, it's easy to get it. You just go, you take a 5-minute driving test. Well, it's not that way anymore. You do have to take a motorcycle safety course before you go for your riding course now. But your riding course is it's about a 10-minute written test and a 10-minute riding test, and then they hand you a Hayabusa and a pair of sandals. You're
really excellent, mate. Yeah.
There's no, you guys have like I see in a lot of UK motorcycle videos, like there'll be a guy on a really small bike and he has a big giant letter L on his tags.
Yeah.
We don't have that.
No.
Once you're licensed, you're fully licensed. You just go for it at that point. So
I'm just having a look. at the Wikipedia for the RC45.
I can't remember. It was a Ducati Monster. Oh, what model was it? Oh, I can't remember. Yeah, so it was just so tiny. I was like a crunched up munchkin.
I bet you were. I bet you were.
Yeah, no, it's all again. No. I'm trying to think. Some guys. What we got here? Oh, hello, Springy. Hold on. I did my motorcycle test on a horse and cart. Evening. Oh, hello, Springs. How you doing, buddy? Yeah.
But car's got 4 wheels. What are you doing on the horse?
Well, actually, Springy's only just recently sold a lovely Suzuki Bandit. Has Springy?
That was a good few months back, wasn't it?
It was, mate. Yeah.
I rode my 1200 Bandit to go test ride the Hayabusa, so I kept it all Suzuki today.
Yeah, too right, mate. And the funny thing is, do you know what? As good as these new bikes are, you probably still get more smiles at your Bandit than you will any new Busa.
You will like in the video what I said as I walked from the Hayabusa over to my Bandit, and I went, I love the Hayabusa. I totally respect it, and it's a very endorphin producing machine. But this is my style right here.
Right, mate. And I'll tell you what, they produce their Bandits, and Bandits produce a serious grin factor. Do they not?
Oh yes. Yes.
In fact, to be honest, I've actually walked in the house and not been able to stop smiling. I've had to pull my face back down again.
Same here.
Yeah. Do you have to look so cheerful, Wiggy? Well, I'm riding a Bandit. I'm heavy. It cost me a $5.
Yeah, between the ZRX and the Bandit 1200, that's where I get my biggest smiles on motorcycles. But I say that, but then, you know, on a cool autumn day, especially, I'll go take a ride with my friends on my Bonneville, and I love that just as much. It's just what riding experience do I want to have today, or do I want to get on my FZ07? You know, it's spice of life, I guess. But yeah, the Bandit and the ZRX, those big bore 4-cylinder muscle bikes have always been my favorite style of motorcycle.
Yeah, same here, mate. Same here. I mean, to be honest, do you know the ZNR 1400 is absolutely beautiful? It's so much power, so easy to do stupid speeds, and in a way, do you know it makes it slightly bland? And it sounds crazy. It's a lovely bike, absolutely fantastic.
Too refined.
But do you know what? At the moment, I've got to admit this, right? It doesn't raise my smile like the old Suzuki Bandit used to. Because you know what? That was just, it was what it was. It was old school. It was bloody loud. It used to accelerate like stink up to a ton, right? And that was plenty good enough for me. The thing with pop wheelies is, you know, I didn't mean to pop wheelies because I'm not into that sort of stuff. But the simple fact of lifting the tire off the road for a quarter of a mile was quite exhilarating, to be honest. And it was easily done on a Bandit.
Oh yeah, they can be very manic bikes, very sort of twitchy, nervous bikes if you want them to be, if you set them up like that. But it's just the stick and rudder, you know, and in aviation they call it the stick and rudder factor. It's where it's your movements and your mind controlling the bike, not computers and ECUs and all of that stuff. And so I don't know. That's part of the appeal for it for me. I'm hopefully by the end of this year, I'll have that old 1980 GS 1000 on the road, and that'll be even more old school fun.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I look forward to seeing that, to be honest.
She runs good. She runs good. I'm just trying to locate some parts, so we'll get it sorted out.
Sorry, yeah, brilliant. Old man Tony. I think Tim, you know, old man Tony.
Oh yeah.
I did my test on a Suzuki GT125, and I could have gone out and bought a Z1 if I'd had any money. So we all, mate. Excellent, but
anyway, I was up to mock testing back in the day. Back in the days when they used to sort of go ride on the block, and when you see me put my hand out, put the brakes on. Okay.
So what Steve said is very interesting. He said that he loved his Bandit 12, but after he had a tuned XJ 1300, he'd have to say he would keep that. But I'll tell you this: we got robbed in the United States because we didn't get the XJ. We didn't get the XJ 1300, and we also didn't get the big Suzuki 1400, big brother to the Bandit. The
GSX.
Yeah. We didn't get either one of those, and I would have loved to have had those over here. If we got them, I never saw them. I know for sure we never got the Suzuki, and I'm almost certain we also never got the XJ 1300 either.
Yeah. Did you not have the XJ at all? Because I mean, they originally, Tim, before that, obviously, I mean, I had one years ago, which was the FJ 1200. The
right.
FJ
we had those.
You had those, I know you did. Mm-hmm. But you're saying that the XJ, because the XJ they originally released as the 1100, did they not? And then they did the 12 and the 1300. Was it XJR 11 or XJR 12? I can't remember exactly, but I know for a fact there's definitely a 12 XJR and a 13 XJR.
Yeah. If we got them in the States, they probably were here in limited numbers, because I never, even back in the day and even today, because I hang out in the old school bike crowd, you just never see them. But they were great motorcycles by all accounts.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know Steve's one any, but I know a good few people got the XJRs. And to be honest with you, as nice as they are, I still prefer the look of the Bandits. There's no two ways about it. There's a certain thing about a Suzuki Bandit. I mean, mine had 40mm dog bones on it, so it's quite well lifted at the back, as Andy remembers. That was a hell of a cycle, wasn't it, Andy? But
I love it. Lovely.
But the funny thing is, the guy who who would do any major repair work on it. Say, for instance, I'm trying to think now, to the headstock bearings or whatever, stuff that I wouldn't have had time to do. He would never ever take my Bandit on the road. He said, Weggy, he said, it's a lovely bike, but I don't want to ride it. He said, it looks dangerous, right? It looks too high at the back. He said, I don't feel comfortable. So he'd never ever take my bike out after he'd done any work on it. He'd say, Weggy, I need you to come down, take your bike out and tell me what you think. Right? Yeah, and that's how he worked, because he would refuse to take the Bandit out. And I couldn't see the problem with it, to be honest with you.
Okay, so I'm doing a little research here, and I'm confirming what I already knew. XJR 1300 was Japan, Europe, and Australia only.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Crazy, isn't it?
Beautiful bike, though.
Yeah, but then, I don't know. I mean, the States, you've had some bikes that we haven't had. Mm-hmm. But I do know that you did get, and I know they became very popular as one of the bikes that, like with Peter Taylor, I've got in the back garden. I've got Dobby Taylor's at the moment, which is his Suzuki RF 900, and they were big. They were very popular in the States, weren't they?
Yeah. Oh, RF 900s were a big deal. I remember one year, it was I think it may have been 90, sometime in the mid 90s. They came out with one that was purple. It was like a two-tone purple.
Yeah, I know, with pink on it.
Yeah, and everybody wanted that bike. They were great. They were great.
Yeah. Do you know what, Tim? Don't, because Peter's not watching this, right? That bike is purple. Right, that's got pink stripes on it. Now, I said to Sam, right, Stitch, I said, I really need to get some gaffer tape, cover up that pink, right? So I said, get some black duct tape, yeah, and cover up that pink stuff, right? Right. And I want some of that Delboy stuff, you can get the paint that you can remove, you can just peel it off, black stuff. Can't remember what it's called now. Just spray the thing and matte black the whole lot of it. Yeah. And then give it back to Dobby. Look, mate, I've sprayed your bike. What do you think? What was that stuff? It's a rubber-based paint.
Plastic coat. No, it's not plastic coat.
Plastic coat.
Plastic coat, yeah.
Yeah, bloody hell. Good stuff, actually. Good stuff.
I'll tell you though, we go on about the Bandit, and over here you get a lot of bikers. They really give it shit, don't they? They moan about it and say that's a bad, build and everything else, don't they? You get a lot of people who not give a Bandit any good sort of hype, will you? Yeah.
Yeah, no,
the Bandit's more seen as a commodity bike over here, isn't it? Now it's like something you get to work on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, you say that. I mean, one of the bikes I actually hated, design-wise, is a fucking Diversion. I think it's one of the most hideous-looking bikes ever made.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right? And I really do. The Divvy is a horrible-looking bike. The Bandit was originally produced not as anything other, right, than a bike that people can strip down and make into a bloody Street Fighter type. You do what you want with it.
That's what they were doing, especially in Europe with GSXR 1100s, was stripping them down to Street Fighters. So Suzuki just said, well, hell, let's just give them a Street Fighter, and that's where the Bandit came from.
Exactly that, mate. It was a part spin of fun, really, and you could do what the hell you want with it because it wasn't an expensive bike to buy. And, of course, you had a fantastic, super lovely, powerful engine based on the GSXR 1100 lump. And of course you could do what you want with it, which people did. They stripped them back.
The Street Fighter more came from people who couldn't afford to really buy the fairings again after they've had a North. So they spin the fairings and make it into Street Fighter.
Oh, that's it. I mean, obviously they made the standard naked Bandits, but you used to find more people with Street Fighter stripped down. Right, the Bandit S, which is the one with a fairing. Right? So they go buy the one with a fairing on, spend more money, and take it off.
That's right. That's right.
When did they stop making them in, Wiggy?
Well, the Bandits.
Are they still making them, or has that been stopped now?
Well,
16 was the last year, and that was the 1250.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the 1200 Bandit, which is by far the most popular one over here, went from the mid 90s until 2007. And then 2007, they went to the liquid cooled 1250 Bandit, and it went until 2016. Mine is a Bandit S, a 1200 Bandit S with the Sachs engine, the CACS 1200 GSXR 1100. Okay, gents, I've got to be at a dinner in about an hour, but I want to leave you with this thought. I thought of one extremely ugly motorcycle that you guys had over there that we never had. It was a bike. I believe it was a Yamaha, and it was called the Bulldog. Do you guys remember this bike?
Bag of nails, mate. Absolute bag of nails. Terrible reputation. Cheap, horrible, slow, crap, rubbish. Set fire to it. Do what you like. Have fireworks night with it. Yeah. But don't put it in a sandwich because you won't enjoy it, right?
Oh yeah, I don't miss that we did not get that back.
no, and nobody else wanted it yet. Do you know what? They still hold some money over here. I mean, they're making, I think on average, they're still making about $3,000. You know, but they are. I read up them, and to be honest with you, I don't think Yamaha have ever made such a crap motorcycle since.
Okay, well, I thought I would leave you with that pleasant thought. So I look forward to catching you guys next time. But I've got
right, Tim, it's always a pleasure, mate.
Thanks so much for the invitation. I always enjoy it every time. We'll catch you guys next time.
Yeah, Tim.
Right.
Well, that was fantastic for Tim to join us, wasn't it? Yeah, again.
Yeah, he's a lovely fella, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. It was so full of so much bloody information and history.
Mate. He knows, he's like you a bit, Wiggy. He knows his
he knows more than you, mate, so you know.
I don't know. No competition to me, mate. I know what I know, and that's it. I wouldn't bullshit about it. You know, I know what I know.
I know nothing. So
I know nothing, dude. Right, anyway, it's nice to have, and may I just introduce once again, my stall cracking Friday.
Moist, is he there?
He is.
Oh.
No, I said moist, not moist.
Oh, right.
I think everything's going okay.
You pussy. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, absolutely. Anyway, it's great to have Meister with us. Sorry, mate, we've not been around the last few weeks because I've not been available, and
I haven't.
Danny's not been available. Carl's been Billy no mates.
I'm the only one available, and I'm really, really boring, so you didn't want to watch me.
You get more smiles than a syphilis clinic, so he cancelled them, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I can talk about my finger probe.
That's fucking brilliant.
No.
I'm going to remember that. I'm going to use that phrase now.
I'm saying, mate. They just roll off, Andy, like they always did, mate. That's a bit like yours with the old small child piece, you know.
Small child.
Yeah. I don't think you're probing with your small child.
Oh, mate. Anyway, that's great to have everybody on board. They're still saying good evening to everybody. Lex, do you mind if I just nip off for a smoke quickly?
Look, I'm not being funny, but I'm going to have to go, mate. So...
Mate, I'll tell you what then. Look, it's been a fantastic night, right? And of course, I've got to go. But I've got my last day at work tomorrow anyway, you know, for the weekend.
Yeah, I've got to be up very early.
Just quickly, Andy, look forward to seeing you Sunday, mate, because that's going to be...
I'm definitely, me and the boy are going to definitely be on that. So we're going to come.
Great, mate. It's an early start, mind you. But it's an early start, mind you. Yeah, but it's a great day, mate. You know, and of course, as ever, we'll enjoy it. It's going to be very entertaining.
Yeah. With that, then, boys, I shall see you. Hopefully, very short. Well, I'll see you Sunday, Wiggy.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. You look after yourself. See you soon.
Kat says she's going to come on that, or she's going to try.
It'd be great to see them all, mate. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, then. See you later.
See you later, Eddie.
See you guys.
See you soon, boy. Anyway, on that note, I would just like to say, first and foremost, thank you, Carl, for obviously, joining me tonight. I've spent most of the evening as a duo, a double act, if you like, Morgan and Wise, or fucking two Ronnies, right?
Chuckle Brothers. Yeah, that was good for that.
No syphilis clinics info. I'd just like to say anyway, cheers for everybody that's joined us this evening. I mean, I was hoping for a few more in a pound, but it's been great to have obviously Carl, Southwark Andy, and Tim, and of course everybody that's joined us. Old man Tony, Gordon, most all crack and fight you a bit late. It's great, mate. Keep your eyes peeled because we're trying to obviously keep these going and expand them all the time as we do. Johnny Langdon, who else we've had? Obviously Steve Wilson. Good to see you, boy. Mo Mahoney. Fantastic. Springy, fantastic again. We'll try and obviously get the momentum back now that the whole thing is opening up, and of course the motorcycle life will be so much more I don't know. How can you put it?
Interesting.
Expressive. There'd be a lot more to talk about, wouldn't there?
Yeah.
Who else have we had on here? Of course, Tracy Brown. Of course, the lovely, beautiful Stitch who's sitting in there.
I'll take it Tony's not going to turn up then on Sunday.
I do not know what Tony.
He's got the ride on Sunday, so take it in half.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, cool. That'd be good to see you, Tony, but obviously you're not coming down. You might have family or something like that. But anyway, on that note, thank you, everybody. It's been a good evening. And yourself, Carl, obviously. And I'm just going to knock this on the head. Have you any final thoughts for this weekend, apart from the fact the sun is going to shine and everybody's going to have a fantastic time?
Enjoy. I'm not having my anus probed, but my nose probed and my gonads probed.
Well, you enjoy that, whatever is being probed, mate, to be honest. Right, Mo, yeah, mate, good night, buddy. We will see you Sunday at Crew Hill and anybody else who's joining us. But in the meantime, all stay safe, have a fantastic weekend, and we will all catch up very soon. Cheers, everybody.